Bum, 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 bum. So I'm live on YouTube and on Twitch right now, testing this out, seeing how this goes. And I'm doing a vertical and a horizontal on YouTube. So I just want to see how this works. If it works good, might do more vertical stuff on YouTube. I'm thinking. Hold on, trying to do something real fast. Bum 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 bum. It has to be Oblivion, right? Has to. There's no way around. What am I excited about? Oh, it's going off. I should have messed around with this, but I'm lazy, so I didn't. Just give me a second. Oh. Gamers. 5 minutes and the big reveal comes. Bum 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 bum. The big reveal. bum, 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 bum. 4 minutes. Ooh, the embers are coming in. Bum, 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 bum.
What is the best way to combine Twitch?
Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, it's becoming more fire. It's coming. The fire's rising. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh shit, here we go. 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bethesda Game Studios. That company. Oh fuck.
You hold our future in your hands.
Oh shit.
My blessings and the hope of the Empire.
What's it?
Find him
There you go.
and close shut the jaws of oblivion.
Oh fuck. Remastered. Boom 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 boom. Alright, but with some
Here we are,
gameplay.
20 years later.
Okay.
When you think about the Elder Scrolls, to us it goes beyond game franchise.
Yeah, it's the DNA of Bethesda Game Studios.
Obviously, we're working on the 6th chapter here, but what's great about the Elder Scrolls is being able to look back at all of the chapters. Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, Daggerfall, Arena, and each of them try to define role-playing games and open-world games for their generation.
Fans got so connected with the worlds we've made and these stories we're telling, and it's really amazing.
Oblivion was a real defining moment in the series and for how we make games as a studio. I think when it comes to a remaster, we want people to feel the way they did then. It's still a game of its time. You want to keep those engines.
100,000 people. Damn.
Some of that old charm.
Coming back to Oblivion now with this tremendous visual update is absolutely amazing. It's the world I remember, but better.
There's so much there, both for the Elder Scrolls world and also
Come on.
this evolution of our games. I think is really, really important for people to take a look at.
Come on, show us the game. Why is it lagging?
Looking back,
Show us the game.
seeing everything we've accomplished in the past 20 years and working with these people, like it's really special.
Yeah, there are still quite a few people that I've worked with for that long, and it sort of gave me the warm fuzzies.
Oh my god, it's been 20 years? I think the thing that gets me the most is the music. Like when you hear that music at the main menu, there's just like...
Yeah.
flood of nostalgia.
Oblivion is the beginning of who I am as an individual, as a game developer. It all starts.
I don't even think it took me till release.
Dude, why are you acting like this?
People loved it. Like, they loved it.
Such a key moment in our history of making games and the evolution of how we build these worlds, and having players be able to come back and experience that is really amazing. We had that really special moment.
Come on, we get it. We get it. You loved making your game. It was so great, so much fun.
What if we could give that moment to everybody again?
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all, ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
Ooh. Ooh. Here we go. Here's the fucking gameplay. What the fuck? This shit looks crazy.
Whether you're reliving these moments or experiencing them for the first time,
What the
the
fuck?
world of Oblivion Remastered immediately looks and feels incredible. When we decided to remaster Oblivion, we were really picky about finding the right partner. From the very beginning of this project, we had one rule. We weren't going to do this if we weren't going to be able to do it right. Our partners at Virtuous went above and beyond to bring our vision to life. The care
Come on, stop it.
and master has been absolutely breathtaking.
Welcome to Paris, and welcome to Virtuous. Our team here has been hard at work delivering the best remastered Oblivion experience possible. We've worked with Bethesda Game Studios on other projects in
It's
the
not.
past,
Okay.
so we know what makes that.
Dude. I hate that it's lagging so much, but it looks so beautiful.
Friendly to gamers with modern hardware. This is Oblivion in its most complete form.
What the fuck?
About time someone got here. Huzzah!
Those familiar with only some Elder Scrolls lore will now
Oblivion looks awesome.
events that set the stage. You embark on an epic journey to stop the Mythic Dawn cult.
The time of cleansing draws nigh.
From unleashing the Daedric Prince of Destruction.
Okay, everyone's having lag. It's not just me.
What happened to the previous Emperor of Cyrodiil? Why are there only 8 divines instead of 9?
Hmm?
In addition to the core game, the remaster contains all add-ons, including story expansions, Shivering Isles, and Knights of the Nine, so you get the full.
On a personal level, it was really important to me to ensure that
So it's not me, it's them.
The original experience. At the end of the day, we are all fans too.
This is a dream project for me, right? I'm a fan. I have been always a fan.
Is the YouTube one better?
Perhaps 10,000 hours?
Oblivion was my first
The best way to describe it would be to call it a love letter.
You will find your own path, but there will be blood and death before the end.
Let's go here.
A love letter.
This seems better. Dude, it looks so good. Looks really fucking good. That was a weird audio thing. That was weird.
The technology we used to create the original was cutting edge at the time, but tools have come a long way since then.
The original
What the
Oblivion is still the
fuck?
heart and soul of the remaster, but we use Unreal Engine 5 to help achieve all our visual goals. We think of the Oblivion game engine as the brain and Unreal 5 as the body. The brain drives all the word logic and gameplay, and the body brings to life the experience that players have loved for almost 20 years.
But it's not just about pure fidelity. We knew we had to preserve the distinct style, making it as uniquely Oblivion as possible.
The brush opens a portal into the painting. You're stuck here like I am.
Dude, my brother loved this game growing up. He looks
We've leveraged nearly every major feature from the latest version of Unreal 5.
so I know certain things. I've never played this game.
The latest technologies. We created brand new, highly detailed character models and stunning landscapes that use
Was that
millions of
what?
polygons in each asset, allowing us a truly impressive level of detail in the world. Every single asset in this game was completely redesigned and handcrafted from scratch. We implemented an advanced real-time lighting system that accurately simulates how light interacts with the environment. This
That's awesome.
results in more realistic lighting and atmospheric effects. While the original game had limited dynamic shadows, now the entire world reacts naturally to light. We used an incredible new lip sync technology that really enhanced
That looks
performance
awesome.
and
He left us a warning. Heed it.
And real tools helped us
What
create
the
race meshes of our
fuck?
characters. From there, our artists sculpt each race individually to adapt it to the mesh, allowing us to share the model, rig, and textures. As a result, all races, including Argonians, Orcs, and Khajiits, are built on the same base mesh, making the lip sync system more effective even when the characters have very different facial features.
Welcome to the guild.
We have access to so many modern
What the
triggers.
fuck?
We'll see them in something as simple as running through a forest, insects flying around, fish swimming in the water, light filtering through the leaves. Thanks to these technological advances, you feel even more immersed in this living, breathing world. You'll really believe you're in Cyrodiil.
I believe you can handle a more complicated assignment. I would like you to retrieve a carved panel from the central chamber of the High Fane.
Dude, this looks so good.
It's not just visuals that we've modernized in the remaster. It's gameplay. It's UI and UX. It's audio. We've updated features and systems across the board.
We've changed the approach to leveling, which I think will make a lot of people happy. It's inspired by the leveling systems of both Oblivion and Skyrim, so it's the best of both.
That's an interesting choice.
Fully recreate the character models, creating a physicality that feels more human. You see that in places like combat animations, where there's a lot more separation between the upper and lower body, and all the animations have more flourish.
It's kind of giving like a Dark Souls UI kind of vibe.
Or hit reactions. Now you'll get blood splatters, sparks, and controller feedback. You know, it's a little thing, but little things add up to make the combat more modern and engaging.
Oh shit. I just can't get over how good it looks.
The original had third person, but there was no crosshair and we felt the experience could be modernized. One of our goals was to have a third-person view that compared to Starfield in terms of playability. Now, the third-person perspective has all the same control you get from the first-person view.
You have my ear, citizen.
When Oblivion first launched,
Greetings. How goes it? How are you?
disk storage limits meant we couldn't have unique voiceovers for all the races.
Ooh.
So we've gone back and recorded new lines of dialogue.
I like that.
Each race represented in the game now sounds unique.
Can't stand the sight of those creatures.
I like
We
that.
also made sure to keep in all of the quirkier dialogue.
I really like the way they say
Hmm.
hello. Sometimes it's so random, and then they just hi there. Hi there. But it's like so nice and creepy at the same time.
Stop! You violated the law. Stop! You violated the law.
Stop, criminal scum.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Cheese for everyone.
Cheese for everyone! We are going to steal one of the Elder Scrolls from the Imperial Palace. You need to find the reading room. The blind priests will deliver a scroll to you there. Do not speak to the priests. They're blindfolded. I've chosen you because you are the best. Good luck.
Stop! You violated the law. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Then pay with your blood.
See, like this quest, I remember this quest because my brother did it. I remember seeing some of this stuff.
Come to expect a certain suite of tools and controls.
Like sprinting. Sprinting is an interesting one because it was such a big debate.
Ooh, you can sprint.
Some of us were absolute purists.
I guess I didn't realize that he was sprinting.
2025, and people are going to want to sprint. In fact, all of the character locomotion has been completely redone from scratch, and that has a huge impact from the very beginning of the game.
I like the assassin
Every
armor.
single updated or new feature was implemented with the player in mind. It all comes down to what makes Oblivion Oblivion. What are those features that just immediately come to mind for players when they think of the game?
The mini games are the mini games. Those are so iconic to Oblivion.
Great! How's it go again?
Like lockpicking. You can put a fresh coat of paint on it, but you can't change it too much because it's part of the core experience.
Whether you're returning to Cyrodiil or you're a newcomer,
I'm going to follow you and watch you and worship the
Oh, look who's back.
it just feels better. We've modernized a lot, but it's still the same incredible adventure and the same carefully handcrafted world.
What the fuck?
Do you know how long we've been waiting?
Oblivion is a core part of the story of Bethesda Game Studios. None of what we're surrounded by right now would be here if we hadn't made that game and if it hadn't been the success that it was. The effort that we put into it, the sort of the love that went into it, I think that comes across on the screen.
To have worked on something that people care enough where you're in a position where you can remaster it, it's a privilege.
And now, to help introduce this game to a new generation of players, I feel so lucky.
I really think that people, when they jump back into the remaster, they're going to be shocked at just how good the game looks.
It does look fucking beautiful.
Oblivion Gates
Looks fucking amazing.
I think they're just going to find themselves lost in the world.
Even if it's just the music, for example, just walking around for half an hour in the world, you feel something, and that's precious.
You're going back to a world that you've been to before, but it's better somehow. Like, it's a tangible thing, but it's like, it's new, it's fun, like, it's exciting again.
Dude, that nighttime was fucking beautiful.
Respect for what was before, and I think the fans will appreciate that.
From all of us at Bethesda Game Studios
and Virtuous,
we want to thank you for joining us today. Oblivion has a very special place in my heart, and being able to work on this remaster and bring it to a new generation of players has been an incredible experience. We were too excited to get it in your hands and didn't want to just show it off to you and then make you have to wait. The best part of my job is that I get to be the one to announce that the Oblivion remaster will be available today.
Oh shit.
I was born 87 years ago. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. This is the 27th of last seed, the year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the Third Era, and the final hours of my life. I have seen the gates of oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
It is on Game Pass right now.
This is only the beginning. Worse is yet to come. Looks clear. A trap! The time of cleansing.
Oh, so this is the actual trailer. Oh shit.
Here you must find your own path. Remember the Emperor! Find him and close shut the jaws of oblivion.
What the fuck? Is that the end? Stay tuned for... Ooh. Ooh. I don't think I'll be able to download it right now. I could cloud play it. Okay, I'll be right back. Dude, that shit's crazy. That was crazy.
Wow. What did we just witness? The worst kept secret ever? Maybe. Probably. But you just witnessed the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered Direct. That is
That's
coming
fucking.
to you today.
That's so crazy.
Even now. I don't know. We'll have to check after this stream. I'm joined by the wonderful, talented, incredible Wes Johnson.
That shit's crazy.
And Wes, who do you have here with you?
Voice actor.
This is Finn.
Aww.
He knows his name now. Hello there, Finn. How are you?
Oh.
Barbus, if you'd like, but he's a sweetie pie, and he wanted.
I heard it.
Time, Mr.
That makes sense. I wouldn't. If I had a new puppy, I would totally bring that puppy with me everywhere.
I take him everywhere. You ever heard the Harry Nelson's puppy song?
No.
He's like, I take my puppy everywhere.
Well, for you, both of you joining us, either new or from the direct,
Show us. Come on.
we're going to be sharing some gameplay of
That's right.
Wes's old stomping grounds, but newer now with the remastered version.
Where's my cat being all cute?
So, Wes, for those that do not know you, first, shame on you if you don't, but if you don't, why don't you tell our friends here what role you have done in Oblivion?
In Oblivion, you're going to probably bring some memes back to life.
Can't wait.
So if like you walk out of someplace with a fork, I would be there going, "Hold, criminal scum! Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Pay with your blood." That's
That's very aggressive.
Guard song is out there now, and all sorts of things. Sheogorath, Daedric, Prince of Madness, at your service.
I didn't know those were the same guys.
I'll never be able to order a cheese pizza again because people use the soundboard and they call the pizza shops and they're saying, what can I do for you today? Cheese! You want a cheese pizza? I want cheese for everyone! Oh, how many would that be, sir? And so I can't go anywhere.
Damn.
Order a pizza because I'll never get it or I'll get it with lots.
I mean, honestly, you're doing everybody a favor. You're totally on theme today as well.
Yeah, wearing my Sheo shirt. I've got, and of course, there's where is it? My Dark Brotherhood pin here. Lucy and the Chance, the Dark Brotherhood, dear child.
Oh.
Dear child, I create them. So yeah, I loved Oblivion. I mean, I've loved all the games. I loved Morrowind. Yes, we've been expecting you. Come right in. I love Skyrim, which is fantastic, but Oblivion to me was where I came out to play.
Because you got so many opportunities.
It was the original. All the races had the same voices. Oh man, there's so much crossbreeding amongst the the family reunions were very confusing. But
a lot of love.
I know, but I just absolutely loved that game, and as other games came along, and then you got to see Skyrim with its 10th anniversary edition, and when I first put that on the Xbox Series X, oh my God, the visuals to me were just, I was blown away. And to make Oblivion now have that kind of feel, that kind of look, the gameplay, the graphics, I mean, if I walk up to a lady in the middle of one of the towns and tap her on the shoulder and she turns around and does not look like Terry Jones in drag from I don't know what I'm going to do, but I mean, I love the game. So now people are going to get a chance to see it with brand new eyes. And for people who've only ever played Skyrim, this is going to be kind of a revelation.
Yeah.
No, that's me.
Predecessor, so it's taking people back.
Oh my goodness, look at that. And this is the mouth of the Shivering Isles. Look at the difference, the graphics, how sumptuous it is, the detail on this. not just on the backgrounds, not just every leaf on the tree, but looking at the clothing, at the uniform.
Oh my god.
He's wearing leather, and he's wearing some fur, and you're seeing all the details on every little thing. This guard right here, this guard, people are like, that's so effective. He seems to have this cold out there in the middle of this island where the winds are whipping around, and I had a cold.
Worked perfectly.
I know, I'm method, so method. But look at that. Now, there's the door to the fringe, and inside, what's going to happen? Oh, look at the screens. Even
Oh, that's awesome.
the loading screens look so much sweeter and more detailed. And there he is. Haskell! Look at him, sitting there all bald and boring. Haskell, your room's very dark, just like your personality. Hurry up and talk. Oh, look at the detail on Haskell's face. You can really see what living with Shea Gorth has done to him. He looks like Marley's ghost there.
I mean, this is the first time you're seeing the remastered,
This is the first
isn't it?
time I've seen any of this, and the detail and the expression on the face, he just
That's
looks
awesome.
so weary, so put upon.
Well, it's been almost 20 years, so we've had a lot of ability for technical advancements from there. So
Yes, and imagine
and age, I guess, for
20,
him as well.
20 years in the service of Shea Gorth.
Absolutely.
I like his
Boy, did he look so much younger in the original game.
Now, what would you say your favorite role has been for Oblivion, or which character do you feel like you gravitated the most towards?
Well, that's the thing. People ask me all the time, who's your favorite character to play this? And that's a Sophie's choice. Because you bring a little of yourself to every role you do. You got to bring, these are all like my children. So, I mean, I love Lucian. I love Shea Gorth. I love them all for very different reasons. I remember working with Mark Lampert for this game, and we're doing the same Imperial Guard voice, even the Gray Fox, like capital, but he's still very much the Imperial. But then he gets to Lucy and he goes, this guy's a little different, a little darker, a little more macabre. So I think about it for a second, and I start going into this thing, and in my mind, you try to get an image of who the character is. And for me, he was twisted and gaunt and bent and just insidious.
Does it take you? Is it that quick for you sometimes when you get a breakdown of a character?
Sometimes it can, and sometimes I take time. Shea was a different thing, but with Lucian, I had a come here, Bubby. It's okay. With Lucian, the image I had in my mind as I portrayed him at first was completely different from the image of what he ended up looking like. You know, he ended up they made him this gorgeous guy. When we were looking at him, oh my God, he's gorgeous. He has a heart of darkness, the perfect man. So, but he was so much fun to do. And people say, do you know what happened to him? Spoilers. You just finish your lines. So when I'm playing the game and I get to that point in the game, I'm like, I'm experiencing it as well. And, oh, look at this.
That's so awesome.
The breakaway into the Shivering Isles and the butterflies. That is beautiful.
How?
Out of there, man. It's quitting time. Look at that. Through the fringe of magic. Yeah, with Shea Gorth, I had about a week to prepare. And I was told, we want something a little more stand-up, but we want him to feel dangerous but funny. And they said, maybe something like Robin Williams. And I thought, no, Robin Williams is a bit too cuddly, As Shea Gorth, I'll skip rope with your entrails. I don't believe you. So,
admittedly, that would be an interesting thing to see Robin Williams talking about.
I know, but I thought, where could I find my inspiration for this character? And I started thinking about different stand-up comedians who would I find dangerous, that I would love to have a drink with and laugh and joke, but afraid they might beat me up at the end of the night.
Oh my God.
And I came up with Billy Connolly, the Scottish comedian.
Oh, yes.
But I thought, I can't just do a straight up Billy Connolly.
I want to call my work right now and be like, I'm sick, I can't work, and just play this. But I can't.
It's not Scottish. And I thought, well, I've got this friend who runs the Irish Channel down in D.C. His name is Tom Stack. And Tom is he's from Cork, Ireland. And so there's this Irish accent. And I thought, what if because he's got mania and dementia, this character can go between an accent fluidly. Like, you think he might be Irish, you think then maybe he's Scottish when he gets more manic. But what happens when he gets deadly serious? There are a few moments where it drops completely. Why? Because everything else is an affectation. He does what he wishes to do. And so, like the brain pie line, where you'll hear all three separate things.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and he starts wondering what you're like, perhaps brain pie. Perfect! Care to donate?
Adds an extra layer of terror to his character for sure.
You just don't know where he's going to land with some of these things. Whether it's friendly, whether it's deadly, whether it's over the top, whether he's crazy mad. I just had to sit there and let that thing flow back and forth.
Interesting.
I think from what I was told later, Todd was listening to it and they weren't expecting that. And so it threw him off a little at first. And then the more he listened to it, the more he was like, oh, no, I like this. I like this. And that's who Sheo became.
And you define the character through multiple games and multiple universes.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it's a beautiful thing to be able to, I love more than anything trying to figure out who a character is. And the Rubik's Cube of their personality and the whole thing.
And I imagine, though, that though the character is designed by somebody else, that you get to input a lot of your influence and sort of direction on it, even still.
Well, you have to bring a sense of life to it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when someone is writing it, they're bringing their sense of life to it, their experience. But you don't know their experience.
Interesting.
But you know the circumstances of the character, and you can build something upon the character, and then, live in that space, become somewhat that character, which is why every one of them become like children of mine.
I hope you don't become too much.
Oh, no. There are some days. The one I don't want to become the more like is Hermaeus Mora. And
that would also be terrifying, yes.
Yeah, Mel Blanc used to look at the photographs of the characters that he was doing and would base them on that. Like Sosia Srigala from Morrowind, I saw him. So every one of the Bretons seemed like an old bald guy with a goatee. But you look at Hermaeus Mora and you're like, 1 million eyeballs and 1 million tentacles. What does that sound like? And, I worked with D.B. Cooper as the director for the ESO.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to do some adaptation because he was very slow and ponderous in some of the earlier games.
I don't like the names.
And lisps and clicks and all this.
When they hover over people?
I adapted it but kept it
I don't know if people
as well.
notice that's like that. Why is it in a black box?
Why does he sound a little bit different? Where on Hermaeus Mora do you
I don't think it looks that appealing. Maybe it will look better when I actually sit down and play it later tonight.
Telepathically. And just like with every telepathic thing, you may have a better receptor to hear than another character would have.
Yeah, that makes
Some
sense.
people would have a less sensory perception, and so it might be a little more muddled, might be a little more clicky, might be a little draggy, because that is how your extrasensory perception of their voice is. However, if you're a little stronger and you've got a little bit more going for you in that regard, suddenly it's a little clearer. It's like the difference between the Beatles listening to Helter Skelter on vinyl, then later on CD. Oh, it's so much clearer. Manson was like, I wasn't meant to kill anybody after all. So yeah.
Okay.
That's there. Long answer, but
Let's see what happens if I try to download this.
I love doing it.
And I know you don't have necessarily a favorite character because they are your children, but do you have a favorite line that you've done, or at least like maybe a handful of lines?
I do love the line where, Lucy and LeChance does say, "I don't spread rumors, dear child. I create them." And the only thing that bugs me is when Knights of the Nine came in.
Okay, I'm downloading it. I'm downloading the game.
I heard there's a prophet down by the... No! No, Lucian, come on, man.
This is the time to do them. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I do love some of those lines. The cheese line really took off.
I don't know how long this is going to take a while.
I mean, I got you the sign specifically.
I know. Look at that.
100 gigabits.
It was just a couple of lines.
120 gigabits for a game that's like 8.
I mean, who doesn't love cheese? Though,
Everybody loves
like,
cheese.
if somebody said it to me, I'd be really happy.
Yeah. I went to Amsterdam with the ESO crew and went to the cheese shop, bought a bunch of cheese, took a picture out there, and everybody was just like, well, there he is in his natural habitat. Cheese. And it wasn't enough
For everyone.
You probably would have made we had to ransack the whole shop.
You got to go through customs.
It's difficult. Nobody wants to deal with that.
Yeah. How much cheese do you think you're going to eat, sir?
Enough.
Enough cheese. Is there ever enough?
There's never enough cheese.
No, we're still in the Shivering Isles, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're going to traipse around the Shivering Isles for a little while.
And look at some of the faces and the hair, so much more defined.
And this is something that does come in the remastered. You get all of the DLC with it, so.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so it's the full package.
So you get Knights of the Nine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Pelin the White Strake. I was Pelin, but it's one of the ones that people don't think about. What's the guy's name? Lives in a cave. You get the Staffordshire Gorath from him later.
I'm looking at my friends off camera.
I forgot that I'd done the character.
Oh, really?
And I'm playing.
I guess when you do so
game.
many, it probably is just like kind of blurs together unless it's something like really big, right?
Some of them really stand out. They're much bigger, but I was the torturer. I was the guy as the Hermes Columbus, the suicidal guy.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all fun roles to play. But I love how the suicidal guy is begging you to kill him, and at the end he's like, "What are you doing?" But all the voices in this are the same, so we get to hear this fella right here, yeah?
Yep.
Craig Seckler is the adoring fan. And seeing him wearing one of those...
I didn't murder him, I swear. I mean, not yet anyway.
Look at that.
Should I?
Yeah, in tribute to Craig.
How do I look?
Love
what the fuck?
Like a rock star.
Should I just keep this on the whole time? Man, you got through that lockpick quick. I remember we did an Oblivion stream.
That's a little different,
a couple
isn't
years
it?
ago, and it was like torture watching my friend try to do the lockpick and just failing every single time. But yeah, it's the same lock.
Watching someone play a game is fun like this when you're battling skeletons. When it takes them an hour to pick a lock and they're saving and going back again and again and again, it's like, call me.
It's funny at first, and that was a live stream too. So it was funny at first, but then it's just like, okay, all right, and then stream's over, rage quit,
Lockpick, the live stream.
The live stream.
Can you tell us anything about your first interaction with Bethesda Game Studios, like how you started with the team here?
My first game was Morrowind, and I went. We were recording at a place called Absolute Pitch in D.C. A fellow by the name of Chip Ellinghouse was recording us, but my director was Todd Howard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we sat there and went through all the different characters, the Bretons, and different.
Yeah, this game is not going to download before I have to go to work. So I'll go to work, let it download, and I'll come back and we can play it.
I remember going down to Au Bon Pain and getting, taking a break and getting a chocolate croissant and just chatting, walking. And the thing is, Todd's always been very passionate about these games, you know. That's the thing that people don't. I don't think people realize just how deeply enmeshed into the game world he is. I mean, the old top-down turn-based type games, the board games, things of that
Bum
sort.
bum bum bum
Bum,
bum 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 bum.
And, you know, Morrowind was kind of a real departure for the Elder Scrolls, which had been much less graphically robust.
That was a nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
It's retro. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And the voice acting was very sparse then. It wasn't even that much more in Morrowind, but what was there was really fun and really good to do. And
that looks so beautiful.
That game, getting 700.
What the fuck?
I think I'm gonna play for half an hour before bed, and the next thing you know, birds are chirping outside.
That's gonna be me tomorrow.
What day is it?
That's gonna be me.
Dream in that world.
That's gonna be me.
Which was interesting because I had not had the experience of I've done some games and things of that sort. I played, I think in Unreal 2, like 200 different people dying in 500 different ways.
Oh my gosh.
I was basically the equivalent of a Wilhelm scream. And this one I really wanted to play, and I got into it, and I started dreaming in that world. And when I started voicing Oblivion, I knew where to close my eyes and see the world around me. Now, maybe in Oblivion I didn't see any silt striders, and there were no boots that would help me fly from one end to the other. Thank God there were no cliff racers.
You mean you don't want to hear the screaming sounds of the cliff racer as you close your eyes and try to sleep?
I got some real Samuel L. Jackson choice quotes in on those cliff racers along the way. But I saw that world. And I lived in that world because I lived in the world when I was playing the game. And I discovered something. The more you play the games, the more immersive your performance can become because you know the world not like everybody else is going to know it. The games become like almost virtual reality. You're sucked into them. These worlds become sometimes even more real than your own world. I was able to take, I started working with Mark Lambert. He was like, with the Imperial Guards, let's go less what you were doing with the Bretons. I want you just to give me, these guys are full of testosterone. And we found the voice that we wanted for that. And so the Imperial Guards are the first ones that I did. But then I started doing some of the other characters around it.
Interesting. Interesting.
LeChance was one of the first voices that ever broke through the voice class system in Elder Scrolls. And by the time Shivering Isles came around, we had a bunch of different voices suddenly. It really changed things a lot. So watching it grow and doing these things and to be able to perform alongside folks like Linda Carter, who's been in these, that our party for Oblivion, a lot of the big game parties have been pretty crazy at different places. Oblivion, in a way, was kind of a lot more sedate, but still was big at the time. We went on like this one cruise ship on the Potomac where they had dinner, and we're all out there and hanging out and eating dinner, going up top, recreating Titanic scenes on the edge of the boat.
As you do.
as one does, yeah. And it was so fun, and getting a chance to see and talk with Linda Carter, who it turns out is also a huge Washington Capitals fan.
Also a win.
Yeah, and that the Capitals stuff came into play because when I started doing the arena announcer, I'd been doing the Capitals for about, I guess we started recording this, what, in 2003?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd been the arena announcer for about 3 years. And I was learning who I was and doing things. And I asked Mark, how do you want to do the arena announcer? He's like, you know, kind of what you're doing with the Caps, only on steroids, because these are gladiators. I thought, okay. So I brought that oomph. I unleashed
From the
fury.
diaphragm.
Yeah. You know, good people of the city of Syracuse, welcome to the arena. And I started taking some of that I did with Oblivion and bringing it to the Capitals. And the two of them began to merge together until I became...
So I'm making a thing.
over the top with people going, you're not old school. You're not classic. You're just a rebel punk is what you are. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. So I'm a rebel punk, but I'm out there unleashing fury. I'm a fan with a microphone, and I'm going nuts. And a lot of the development into that started with Oblivion. What's really weird is that I've been doing that now for 25 years for the Capitals. And in that time, as other people retired and left the job, all the people who are out there saying, you're not old school, you're not traditional, started replacing the old school and traditional guys with people who sounded like me and were doing the things I did. So 25 years later, guess what? I'm old school, doing what I did when I was a young punk. So, you know, thank you, Oblivion. Thank you, Mark, for helping change how I do things, you know, and that's the thing. Over this period of time that we've done these games, over this period of time that we've worked with all these different characters, I'm constantly learning and I'm constantly growing and constantly grateful for the opportunity to bring new characters to life, like Johannes Verlaine in The Gold Road, where it was very emotional. It was a very emotional piece, and I was able to, as a parent, everybody has regrets, you know? No matter how good a job you've done, you have regrets. And I channeled that into this character who died and left things unsaid and undone with his son, and is given the chance through, you know, the magic of this world and Hermaeus and all sorts of things, to be able to come back and try to make amends. And it was hugely emotional for me.
Especially because you say you put so much of yourself into the characters you're doing.
Yeah. And after we were done and I was working with DB on, I said, wow, that one was a little intense. And she said, yeah. I love working with her. It's like a waltz. It's like a dance, you know. But I see something after the game comes out. Somebody has a photograph of some dog looking really sad in the back seat going, who is the actor for Johannes Verlaine? They just killed me. And I'm like, yes.
Nailed it.
Because if you don't feel it, they don't feel it. And I'm a fan of the games. I'm a fan of the worlds. I'm a fan of every one of my characters. Even the bad ones have their reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can get into that, if you can feel that, and I can make it real for me, then maybe I'm making it real for somebody else.
Absolutely.
And it becomes immersive for them. So,
Would say without question.
yeah.
Well, speaking to that point, what do you hope that players experience or feel from the characters that you portrayed in Oblivion? Who may be experiencing it for the first time, or maybe they're returning to it and having played the previous version of Oblivion.
I think that it makes me very happy that these characters are going to get a second chance. The Imperial Guards, you know, even in the strength of I once took an arrow to the knee, you know, even with that coming around, people still remember the Imperial Guards of Oblivion.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I would say I see them probably second or third most from all Elder Scrolls titles, right? I'm looking at Jess over here, another Jess.
They jump scared me all
Hi,
the
Esme.
time. I've got core memories that I reacted because they would spot me feeling something, and yeah.
well, I scared myself once playing the game. Oblivion, I'm up in one of the towers in one of the Oblivion gates, and I do the Dromora, the Daedric warriors that suddenly pop up and fight and battle in the middle of Oblivion. And it's the middle of the night. I'm walking up a winding staircase, and suddenly I come out. Sorry, Finn. Sorry, Finn. And I
didn't sign up for this.
I jumped, and I'm like, holy hell! I just scared myself.
Well, I was going to ask, do you find that you can disconnect from the characters that you've done and your voice in the game when you're playing as a player?
Yeah, you know, the thing is, when I'm playing the games, I am the character that I'm, you know, with the controller, that's me, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll listen to hear if the voice is immersive or if it stands out, if it didn't work. If it worked and it's fine, I'll let it go and I'll just enjoy the environment. That being said, there's something about people who are like, well, what do you play as? I'm like, I play as an Imperial. And they're like, every time? I said, yes, yes.
That was going to be a question.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I'm going to be out there and I've got a big broadsword and I'm battling going, yeah, it's my voice. I'm the one who's actually doing the battle. As the Imperial, there's something kind of meta about that.
Yeah, totally. Don't look at the screen, Finn.
Oh, man.
Feeling a skinned hound.
Yeah, you're not a skin hound. You're a furry hound.
Sorry, Finn.
Yes, you are.
So if you, as yourself, as Wes Johnson, were to be in Cyrodiil, who do you think you would be? Would you be like an adventurer or an alchemist or a sneaky archer?
Probably an adventurer. I was always the big sword guy. You know, I mean, going out and doing stealth and climbing with trees and hitting people with a bow and arrow from a distance is kind of fun occasionally. But let's be honest, we play this game because we have had a bad day and we want to take a broadsword and chop somebody up. You know, and not go to jail for it. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Which is terrifying, by the way.
Yeah, big flame. Those are scary, and the liches. And,
I just gotta say that while I'm very excited to play this myself, I'm so glad that I have to do it on here because I would be really suffering.
I made a thumbnail. That's what I was working on. Sorry. If I was real bored. This looks fucking. Oh, that's a fucking dragon head?
I save and decide to murder.
That's interesting.
Oh, yeah, totally. That's just what you do.
Everybody in town.
It is always important to save, especially for reasons like this. Pro tips.
Then you come back after you've murdered pretty much everybody, and you go back to that original save. Don't they somewhat be like...
Interesting.
I'm feeling a little uneasy
in your head
suddenly.
What your character was doing, and then it goes back and snaps back into reality.
I think all the Dark Brotherhood quests are so cool. The party is a very good one, where you have to go around the party and knock a bunch of people off, and they don't know it's you. I mean, who's not had that experience?
The amount of diversity and range in the types of quests that are in Oblivion and stories that you hear are definitely exciting, and you can't wait for people to experience those or re-experience them.
So when you played Oblivion initially, what stuck out for you?
The vastness of the world, like how expansive it was and how beautiful it was. I'm one of those people that plays where there's a quest marker. I'm just going to go in the other direction. I like,
that's definitely me.
In terms of the world.
Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that?
It blew my mind. I started with Fallout 3 for Bethesda Bethesda Game Studios titles.
Yeah.
So I was like not expecting to. I mean, I knew it wasn't Fallout, but I was not expecting to jump in and be like, oh, this is like completely vibrant and different and exciting. So I just loved that. And the
From the
amount of
very beginning, you feel
too.
pretty guilty about what goes down. I personally feel I owe an apology to Patrick Stewart. I've been
How could we?
I've been in a couple of games with Patrick Stewart and haven't met him once. Got this close at Sutton Place Gourmet in DC. Someone's like, Patrick Stewart's downstairs ordering a sandwich. I'm like, Patrick Stewart eats sandwiches. We have that in common. I eat sandwiches.
I eat sandwiches.
And by the time I got down there, they'd this place that is notoriously slow at putting out sandwiches got his lickety split and he was gone.
Oh man, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Here you go, Wes.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, well, look at the hair. It looks like I've been using a little Grecian formula.
So what do you think now, almost 20 years later, seeing this take on Sheo?
I've always loved this Sheo. I've loved this outfit. He looks a little bored.
I think he's just not mad enough yet.
He'll get there. Oh, I saw. Oh, let's see the expression changing slightly.
I love the hand tap.
Yeah. But I think he looks a little bit more like me. Here I've been mantling him all along, and now he's mantling the old me.
Definitely the facial hair. You need to get in on like the golden eyes, though.
I have those contacts for when I go out to cons and things of that sort.
That's so awesome.
After about an hour, they feel like little clay pigeons on my eyeballs.
I can imagine it's probably not very comfortable.
But they're great for staring contests. People don't want to continue to look you in the eye.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. It's just like darting away, and it's like I can see you now looking at me right in the eye.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for anybody that would potentially want to get into voice acting or pursue a career in voice acting?
I would say first things first, get yourself a recorder, whether it's a handheld recorder, something, we have them all on our phones now. You can build yourself a studio pretty quickly and easily, but you got to work on the dead sound. But just the handheld recorder, get some dialogue and start reading this dialogue. And when I say read, I don't mean read, because it sounds like you're reading, you've taken somebody out of it.
Right.
If it sounds like you're acting, you take somebody out of it. You need you to just become. Look at those lines. Your job is not just to read what's on the page.
That's interesting.
It's to bring it to life. And voice acting also includes breathing, sighing, laughing. Make it natural. Bring emotion to it. Try different things. I do a class through a theater lab of teaching video game voice acting. And that's one of the things I work with people on, is you listen to this stuff, you record this stuff, and let it sit for 2 days. Because when you're recording or you're in the moment, ideally, you're 100% in character and you're not thinking about all these things. If you give yourself 2 days distance, you can listen to it a little more objectively.
Yeah.
And then you say to yourself, that's when your director comes in, or your technical director. Never while you're performing. But when you're listening back to it 2 days later and you go, okay, I could have done this, could have done that. Because you're not just training your voice, you're training your ear. And that's hugely important. In anything, to succeed at something, you got to do it.
Yeah.
So I tell people in my class, this is their homework assignment every week, and they get something, or they get little lines and things of that sort to work on, and we discuss it. What did they hear? What are they doing? And I don't ever listen to it. I want them to listen to it, and then we discuss what they've done. Because when that 6-week course is over,
I like this.
Whose counselor are they going to be leaning on? Their own.
Right.
And you want the people who were not really serious about it, stop.
Yeah.
The people who were serious about it, continue to do those recordings, continue to do something, knowing that every time you go out for an audition, you look at places like on Reddit they have Casting Call Club, where you can go in and maybe get yourself a job doing mods. And, you know, it's important. First of all, if you do a mod and you do it well, you're going to have stuff that you can use in your demo.
Right.
Also, these people are up-and-comers in the industry. And word of mouth is very important. So if you can start on the ground level with somebody who's starting out and they begin to know you and trust you, and you grow and learn together.
That's so interesting.
That's the best. So I would say, if you want to do it, and make that part of your job is going out there and looking for auditions. You can look on Backstage. You can look at Actors Access. If you're in the DC area, there's a thing called DragonUpConnects.com that shows free auditions. And then you go to Casting Call Club online. If you do take my course, we have a Discord group, and it's just full of my alumni, and they all share.
I'm sure everybody is really helpful. And
they help each other
with their experiences.
And that's the thing. Work with people who are working, not with people who are like, oh, I could do it if I wanted to.
Everybody thinks
if I really wanted to, I'd be better than anybody else. Have you been doing anything about it? No, but someone will offer me a job eventually.
I'm just real busy.
Everything down. You got to do it because you love it. That's it. Nobody's getting rich doing this, but you have to love it.
Yeah.
Oh, and God help me, Jess. I love it.
Yeah, that is just great life advice. You heard it. Do it.
That young Balrog's not going to get any older.
And then you can immortalize yourself forever in a video game.
Yeah.
Multiple characters, like Wes, if you're lucky.
And to see this come back all these years later, and it's going to be, I think this is going to be huge. I think people are just going to love it all over again.
Well, they don't have to wait much longer because it is available today.
Go get it.
Go get it. Go download it. It's Series X and S and day
Go
one on
get
Game
it.
Pass. It is also on PC and PlayStation 5. So.
And I don't know what you're waiting for. You're sitting around. It's not going to just drop into your lap. Go find it. Go get it.
I got nothing to add to that.
Get you.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much, Wes.
Oh, it is out.
You're an excellent co-host, Finn.
Finn, say bye-bye to all the peoples. Bye.
I was born 87 years ago. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. This is the 27th of last seed, the year of Akatosh 433. These are
You already
the
saw this, right?
days of the third era, and the final hours of my life.
Oh no, we haven't seen this. This is different.
Beyond which no waking eye may see.
Bro.
This is only the beginning. Worse is
What the fuck? Dude, I love this. This oh. Now that's a fucking trailer.
Who now will save us from the coming darkness?
I will. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum bum.
Find him and close shut the jaws of oblivion.
Oh shit. Oblivion Remastered. Boom. Available today. Is that the end? Oh, I think that's the end. Yep, that's the end. Okay. Well, that looks fucking amazing. I will not lie. I will not tell a lie. Let's end.